Hey everybody, welcome back to the SkyLounge. Here review some Seahawks action as we fucking lose 25-17. Yeah, let's unfortunately we have to talk about this game. So the game started optimistically for the Seahawks. First drive, 8 minutes, Jerron Brown touchdown. My God, what a stud. And Russell Wilson just laser focused in that first drive, and from then on out, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare to watch the Seahawks defense kind of crumble in its own asshole in certain plays. And yeah, I think like 2 jet sweeps they fell for. I mean, it was kind of incredible. And you see that the Chargers in their fucking first drive gets a touchdown. But thankfully, Sturgis, their kicker Sturgis, missed a lot of fucking extra pointers. 2 extra points, 1 field goal, and this is why the game was so fucking close to the very dying seconds. And really, what's more irritating is that we just had no answer to defend the rusher. Fucking Gordon. Good God. Gordon is a fucking beast, so he just piles on through. Couldn't stop Keenan Allen today. Phillip Rivers was on one, and you just see kind of a difference where you would have hoped that the Seahawks kind of prepared in terms of trying to defend elite rushers. I mean, we've had to deal with that with Gurley and at home, so. Yeah, it's oh my God. Listen. So the first half ends with Janikowski getting a fucking field goal when he actually missed one earlier in the fucking first half. And when you move on to the second half, the kind of question marks going into it was what the fuck are these referees actually doing? I think some of these calls were so horrendous on both sides that I just felt, man, I forget which one it was. I think it might have been the Gordon touchdown, or was it the it was a Williams touchdown before the second quarter ended. Stepped out of bounds, clearly stepped out of bounds, and referee said, clean touchdown, no worries. And that's my whole thing is this: if you're gonna officiate this poorly, don't make it so blatantly obvious, right? Like that's the whole fucking thing. And you come back into the second half. Yeah, Chris Carson is injured. Yeah, he's been injured practically the whole week, and he didn't play the second half. And you can tell he didn't play the second half because the Seahawks offense looked stifled. It looked really one-dimensional again. And holy shit, as much as I like Mike Davis, there are moments where he tried to do a little too much. He twitches a little too quickly at times. And Rashad Penny's still a young buck. Really ineffective at times, and as much as I love Russell, as much as I'm representing Russell right now, when you throw a pick six, you're gonna have a bad day. Okay, you are gonna have a bad day when you throw a fucking pick six, and Russell does so in the fourth quarter, and this just kind of destroys any kind of momentum we've had, and the whole thing is this. Aside from the 3 touchdowns, I believe it was 2 or 3 touchdowns in the first half, right? I really felt that that fucking team, that the Chargers team didn't really have any juice in them, and for the Seahawks to just throw, for Russell Wilson to throw a pick six, because there are so many moments in this game when I'm just screaming my head off, throw the fucking ball. Because Russell would hold on to these fucking balls for way too long. And yes, some of these I will definitely fault Russell Wilson. Some of the other ones, though, I always look at that O-line and say, all right, Jermaine Ifedi, what's going on, buddy? DJ Fluker out of the game as well with an injury. Bradley McDougald out with an injury. So offense or defense, our boys are jumping like flies. And we made a couple of huge clutch defensive plays, I feel. Frank Clark definitely got that big old sack, on Phillip Rivers, and Bobby Wagner with a couple of key tackles and key defensive plays. But you would think, you would think after Nick Vannett gets a touchdown to bring the game close to 25-17, and defense plays their ass out, on a failed Janikowski onside kick. You would think the Seahawks would be fine with Russell Wilson magic, and it was for a while. It really was. And literally the last second, we get all these fucking penalty calls. It went from a yard to six fucking, like a 5-yard penalty because of J.R. Sweezy. All right? J.R. Sweezy had a fucking awful game, in my opinion. Now, again, listen. I know some fucking nerd out there is going to go out there and do they're going to analyze the fucking tapes. And kudos to you, man, and whomever, because you guys are awesome. I watched those tapes after. But what I'm seeing out there is just J.R. Sweezy shitting the bed. And so because of that penalty, we just start with the challenge again. 0 seconds on the clock, fourth quarter. 25-17, with an opportunity to tie the game and get into overtime. If they had made the touchdown and made a field, a 2-point conversion. David Moore drops the fucking pass. It's just these things. It's just one of these things where you're just like, dude, you fucking had it. This team fucking had it. And they shit on themselves. And let that shit go at the worst possible minute. Russell Wilson throwing that pick six was a real big fucking red flag. And I knew we were going to lose. But to lose in this fashion it's just morbid. It's a little too much. Like, it could be a little too much where you had this hope because Nick Vannett gets that touchdown. Great touchdown throw by Russell Wilson, by the way. Who will not get credit for that? Who won't get credit for that? Russell Wilson is going to get credited for that pick six. He won't get credit for that laser pass he tried for Nick Vannett. And the Seahawks we looked ass backwards today. We really did. And what's really upsetting is this. If it wasn't for fucking David Moore dropping that pass, we would have been fine. If it wasn't for Russell Wilson, not throwing a pick six, it would have been fine. It's all these one play shit. But that's an excuse. At the end of the day, we lost to a better team. The Chargers looked great. I've been saying they are going to be good, and they've been looking great. As for the Seahawks, man, I think we're going to have more injuries. We're now going to LA next Sunday against the Rams, who are playing their game against the Saints today. So I got nothing right now. Right now I'm just got a lot to think about right now with the Seahawks team, because they bring this optimism up with all these stupid stats. And then when it comes down to it, just real awful. The fact that without Chris Carson, your running game is damn near a joke. I got nothing, man. I really got nothing. So the Seahawks lose. We go, I believe, we're 5-5 now? We're 5-4, 5-5, something. We're at 500. And yeah, it's a fucking bummer for everybody. Well, if you're a Seahawks fan, it's a fucking bummer. It really is. I believe we're 4-4, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, we lose. It sucks dick, but we move on because we have to go against the fucking Rams next week. So let me know what you guys think. Follow me at the Sky Lounge. All the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily contents. Now, fuck off.